What's good, everyone? Mark is back again. Appreciate you joining me. I just wanted to make a quick video giving an update as to my status and what's been going on, since I know it's been a while since I've made any videos at all. So I want to give an update on a couple of things. First being Evolve AI. I also want to update you on the upcoming review for this rep utility seat, which I'm using here as a desk. And then thirdly, I want to just talk about my overall training and how things have been going, including how everything went with Garage Gym competition. So that being said, let's start out with Evolve AI. And I did resume my training with Evolve after my last competition in March, which was about 2 months ago. And ironically, I found a small issue where you cannot set your next competition date if it's too far out. There's a limit on how far out you can go. As a result, I ended up selecting just some random date in October just to get my training going. And then after my bridge blocks and the end of my first hypertrophy block, I was able to go back in and modify my actual meet date to the correct date, which is 11/11 or November 11th. That is because I decided to try a new venue. Just wanted to see how things run at a different competition with a different organization. It's still a USAPL meet, but it will be done at a different gym. So I'm looking forward to that. The training is going pretty well so far, but with Evolve AI, that was one little quirk that I noticed. So the second factor of Evolve AI I want to talk about was the addition of the nutrition portion of the app, which is really very cool in my opinion. If you have ever tried tracking your nutrition and you download some freebie apps, you know they're kind of lacking, and some of the paid ones can be pretty expensive. If you're already paying for a programming like Evolve or Juggernaut or something else, all of those costs can add up from your monthly subscription fees. So the fact that Evolve has actually added that into the app, I think was fantastic, and I'm really looking forward to using it. However, after using it for about a week, I pulled back and stopped using it as much because there are a few things I found that it's lacking in. For one thing, there's no copy and paste kind of feature. So for someone like myself, who actually has pretty consistent meals from day to day, with the exception being maybe the weekends, if I'm out and about, then I may deviate and have to track some other meals that I've taken in wherever I am. But throughout the week, Monday to Friday, when I'm home and I'm working and I'm training, my meals are pretty consistent. So I'd like to be able to just make a new entry based on an entry I've already made, instead of having to manually re-enter everything in for every meal. And I basically take in about 5 meals a day. So that can be pretty tedious. I'm kind of lazy in that regard, and I don't want to have to keep being attached to my phone, putting an entry every time I consume something. So I definitely think that's something that they can improve on. I also know when it comes to meals and recipes and those kind of things, it can be a little tedious in terms of having to actually manually add every ingredient and measurement you put in to be able to figure out, are you actually targeting the macros that you're looking for appropriately based on your goals, whether it's to have gains, maintain, or lose. So that's something I think they can definitely improve on, and I'm looking forward to that aspect. But for right now, I'm actually not using it too much anymore. However, I do love the AI programming, and I'm still using that for my training. And I really feel like it's been beneficial to me, because if you followed me at all, you'll notice that I had a pretty good meet for my first competition. I hit a new PR in deadlifts. So the app, I think, has really helped me make some gains since that competition 2 months ago. I feel like I'm stronger already. I'm looking forward to continue with Evolve AI up to my next meet and probably beyond. I still love the fact that the cost is what it is. A few people have asked me if I had an affiliate link for Evolve. Unfortunately, I do not, and I don't know that anyone does, but it is a pretty decent cost, being at roughly half the price of Juggernaut AI. And that's not to say anything is wrong with Juggernaut AI. I used that for about a year, and I love that too. However, when it comes to bang for the buck, I just feel like you get a better bang with Evolve AI, being that it's roughly half the price. So the next thing I want to talk about is this rep utility seat. I do have a review that I'm working on, and it's currently in the editing phase, so keep your eye out for that. That will probably follow about a week after you see this video. I am very impressed with it, to say the least. That is forthcoming. And the last thing I want to talk about is my training and how things have been going. I have been training with Evolve AI, as I said, for the last 2 months, and I definitely feel like I'm getting stronger since the competition. Oddly enough, we just had the Garage Gym competition, which is ending today, I believe. I did modify my programming. It just so happened that I was in a peak week for the hypertrophy block that I was in at that moment, and next week I start a deload week. This peak week had me testing my rep max, 3 rep max, 8 rep max, that kind of thing. So basically I just modified that to do a 1 rep max to participate in the Garage Gym competition, which I still really think is pretty great. And then recalculate my 8 rep max or 3 rep max for the programming, and then follow up with the back offsets that the programming had. So having modified my training to accommodate the garage gym competition submission, let's talk about what I did. For squat, I hit 375, which is a 10-pound PR over last year's 365, which happened to be a grinder. And this week's 375 moved pretty quickly. So I'm very happy with that, and I'm looking forward to seeing what I could do in November, which is roughly 6 months away, 5 to 6 months away. On bench, I knew that would still be probably my weakest lift of the three, only because even though I've been feeling good with my presses throughout my training, I just had a feeling that I still didn't have the strength that I needed. Last year, my PR was 290. And this year, unfortunately, my PR was 20 pounds less than that at 270. But I feel good about the way it moved. And even more so, I feel really good about the fact that my elbow and shoulder felt no pain and weren't an issue at all. Progressively speaking, I'm making some good gains. I'm gaining my strength back from where it was. Now let's move on to deadlifts, which again has been my best lift this last 12 months or so. And I was feeling really good about that. Form could improve some. My hips rose a little sooner than I'd like. That being said, I hit 405, which is 20 pounds heavier than my PR of last year at 385. And so I'm really happy about that, because in the competition that I had in March, I hit 391 and change, and it moved so well I knew I could hit 397 or perhaps over 400. Being satisfied with that for my third and final lift of the day, I just knew I had a little more in the tank. So I knew I was going to push myself to aim for finally hitting 4 plates per side for 405 evenly. And thankfully, that moved pretty well. It didn't move fast, but it wasn't a grinder either. So all in all, I made PRs on both the squat and the deadlift. I still have some work to do on the bench press to get back to where I am and surpass that 290 of last year. Ideally, I'd like to get close to 400 on squat, hit 300 or more in bench, and continue making gains in my deadlift, where I'm probably going to target something like 413 to 418 at my next meet in November. So that's pretty much all I wanted to update you guys on. Things are going well for me. I'm very happy with the progress of my training. Also, I really want to thank you for using my affiliate link. It's nice to see those emails coming in that people are using the link, not so much because of the commission that I'm making from it, just because it tells me that you guys appreciate the work I'm putting into making these videos and you feel like the information I'm providing is beneficial. So I really appreciate that, and I look forward to making more informative videos for you in the future. But that's all I have for this video. I'll catch you on the next one, so stay tuned.